Hello everyone, this is American Idioms Review Quiz Part 6. This is Part 6 in my idiom review series, and like the last video, it will contain a multiple choice quiz for 10 idioms from the original American Idiom series. The example sentences will be different from the original series, so it's a great way for you to practice. Can you get 100% on the quiz? Well, let's see. Here we go, number 51. And the answer here is C, cut. Make the cut. Many people were interviewed for a few job openings at our company, and my friend was lucky to make the cut. All right, so if you make the cut, then you are selected from a group of candidates. Like in our example, this person's friend was lucky enough to make the cut, to make this selected group of the candidates for the job. Okay? All right, and now for number 52. And the answer is D, toward, leaning toward. After much thought, my family is leaning toward holding on to our family business for a few more years instead of selling it this summer. All right, so if you're leaning toward something, it means that you have this slight preference for someone or something. Like in this case, this person's family was leaning toward holding on to their family business instead of selling it. All right, that was their preference. And now for number 53. And the answer here is B, eye, more than meets the eye. I know my car looks really old, but it's more than meets the eye because it's great on gas and is very reliable. All right, so what they're saying here, if something is more than meets the eye, it means it's not as simple as it looks. All right, like this car. It may look like an old car, but it's really good on gas and it's very reliable. So it's more than meets the eye. It's not as simple as it looks. Got it? And now for number 54. And the answer here is D, do, make do. After the hurricane, we had to make do with a minimal amount of food and water. So if you have to make do with something, it means you have to cope with it, even though it might be difficult to do so, right? Like in our example, they only had a small amount of food and water after the hurricane. So they had to make do. They had to cope with it, right? They had to deal with this difficult situation. All right, that's what it means. And now for number 55. And the answer here is C, cards. lay all of one's or our cards on the table. If we want to solve all of the problems with our employees, we need to lay all of our cards on the table and explain our true financial situation with them. All right, when you lay your cards on the table, it means that you open up and you're honest about something. Maybe the employees were wondering why they weren't getting a raise in this example here, right? Because maybe the company couldn't afford to. They didn't tell them about their financial situation. So this person's saying, well, maybe we should lay our cards on the table, be honest, and say, we can't afford to give you a raise. Do you see? Got it? All right, now for number 56. And the answer here is B, act. Get your act together. If you want to buy that house you like so much, you need to get your act together and begin saving some money. Okay, to get your act together means to improve your behavior, right? Or to do things correctly, in this case, to start to save money, even to get organized, right? If you want something like this example, this person's saying, well, you better get organized. You better improve what you're doing, your behavior, okay? Get your act together. That's what we say. Got it? All right, and now for number 57. And the answer here is C, grave, cradle to grave. Scott was a great family man. He always worked hard to provide for his family from cradle to grave. All right, so this example is explaining. It seems like maybe the guy had died and they're telling you about his life, that he was a great family man, and then he always worked hard, right? From cradle to grave, meaning his whole lifetime. All he did was work hard for his family. That's why he was a great family man. Okay? He worked hard from cradle to grave. Now for number 58. And the answer here is D, deaf. Fell on deaf ears. I tried to warn my boss about that new guy he hired last week, but my warning fell on deaf ears. Now he has to deal with his mistake. All right, so if something falls on deaf ears, like in our example here, it means that people don't listen to you. They disregard or ignore something, right? In this case, it was the warning. This person knew that this person that they hired was not going to work out. So he said, well, I warned the boss, but it fell on deaf ears. He didn't listen to me. He ignored me. Got it? Okay. And now for number 59. And the answer here is B, hip. Joined at the hip. Every time I see Andrew somewhere, Luke is right with him. Those two guys are definitely joined at the hip these days. All right, so if you're joined at the hip, it means that you're connected with someone or something. Like in our example, Andrew and Luke here were always together. So they're kind of inseparable, right? So we use this expression. They are joined at the hip, like connected to each other. Got it? And now for our final review idiom, number 60. And the answer here is A, gun. Jumped the gun. The media jumped the gun and blamed the leading suspect that the police had for the murder when new evidence was discovered that exonerated him. All right, so if you jump the gun, you do something too soon or you start something too soon. Like in our example, the media here. They blamed this leading suspect that the police had for the murder in this case, but they did it too soon because it was discovered that with new evidence that he was innocent, right? They judged him too soon. Got it? That's all for this video. I hope this helped you with your review of American idioms. Please like and share the video to support the channel, and thanks again for subscribing. And remember what I always say, keep practicing. See you next time.